Kamakailan lamang ipinahayag ni Vice Presidente Sara Duterte ang kanyang matibay na paninindigan laban sa korupsyon sa ating gobyerno. Isa sa kanyang mga hakbang ay ang pagpapaimbisiga kay Senator Jinggoy Estrada at Senator Jesus Cordero kaugnay sa mga aligasyon ng katiwalian. Ayon kay VP Inday, walang sinuman ang dapat itaas sa batas at dapat lamang na managot ang sinumang opisyal na mapapatunayang sangkot sa anumang anomalya. Ang imbisigasyong ito ay isang malaking hakbang patungo sa mas malinis at tapat na pamamahala. Sa kaniyang pahayag, binigyang diin ni VP Sara na hindi niya papayagang magpatuloy ang korupsyon sa ilalim ng kanyang pamumuno. Ani niya, ang mga opisyales na nasasangkot sa mga iligal na gawain ay dapat lamang nakasuhan at igulong upang magsilbing babala sa iba. Ang hakbang na ito ay bahagi ng kanyang pangako na itaguyod ang katarungan at kaayusan sa ating bansa. Ito rin ay tugon sa matagal nang hinahangad ng taong bayan na magkaroon ng mga lider na tunay na naglilingkod ng tapat at may malasakit sa kapakanan ng sambayanan. Sa pagpapatuloy ng imbestigasyon, inaasahan ng publiko na magiging batas at walang kinikilingan ng mga otoridad sa paghawak ng kaso ni na Senator Jinggoy at Senator Jesus Cordero. Mahalaga na masiguro ang integridad ng proseso upang maibalik ang tiwala ng mamamayan sa ating sistema ng hustisya. Sa ganitong paraan, hindi lamang tayo nagtataguyod ng pagbabago, kundi nagbibigay din tayo ng pag-asa na ang ating bansa ay muling babangon mula sa mga sugat ng korupsyon at katiwalian. Naway magsilbing aral ito sa lahat na ang tanging daan tungo sa pagprogreso ay ang pagiging matapat at malinis sa tungkulin. At yan nga ang balitang ating pagkakatutukan. Ngunit bagong lahat, siguraduhin mag-subscribe at i-hit ang notification bell para sa patuloy na pagtutok sa mga sulyap ng bagong balita sa tunay na boses ng masa.
Findings, no, yung aming komite doon sa ating 6 na hearings na ginawa, no. Number one, there seems to be no record or no proof that Willie Ong is a Filipino citizen, even though he possesses a Filipino passport and other Filipino documents. No? He owns a corporation where majority of the shares is owned by him, more than the constitutional limitation of 40%. And again, third, no, si Willie Ong is the person named as the owner of a corporation who owns a warehouse where the drugs were delivered. So, I don't know kung ano pa yung kulang doon to file a case against this person. The committee has invited Mr. Willie Ong from day one. And this is our 6th hearing. No Willie Ong has shown up before this committee. So again, there's a saying that flight is indicative of guilt. So kung susundan natin yung ganun, alam natin na may tinatago. And none of the incorporators of the Empire 999 has actually appeared before this committee in spite of the several invitations that we sent to them. Again, meron ng findings ang committee. And we will not veer away from that. Kaya nga we urge all the agencies, no, to support and help this committee. Because as we stated earlier, ito ay hindi lamang tungkol sa drugs, kundi mas malawak na involvement sa malaking usapin etong si Mr. Willie Ong at yung kanyang mga kakutsaba or his cohorts, no. And we're now also trying to determine if the other corporations where some of the incorporators of Empire 999 are also incorporators are actually involved in these drugs or illegal drugs that was discovered in a warehouse owned by Mr. Willie Ong. Nagsasanga-sanga na eh. Not to mention, also, the spurious and fake documents that they were able to get from our agencies. Sabi nga kanina ni Congressman Akop, our passport has now become a cheap commodity for them, for the Chinese. I don't want to be accused of being xenophobic, pero ano bang conclusion natin kung hindi ganun? Di ba? Maraming kausap itong mga Chinese na ito na pretending to be legitimate businessmen. In fact, some of them has closely coordinated with politicians and major and big businessmen in the country. Dahil dito, nakakalusot sila. Kaya we don't know what else are we going to discover when we continue this hearing. And of course, we all hope that our discovery would help this country. Kaya ito, let the, I'm sure some of them are monitoring us. Nanonood yan, nakikinig. Alam nila kung sino sila. And as our members have always stated that we should not leave any stones unturned. Huwag nating ihinto hanggat hindi natin nakakasuhan o dapat panagutin yung mga dapat managot. Pilipino ka man o ang iyong loyalty ay nasa in-check, maaaring doon tayo tumungo dito sa direksyon ng ating committee. In fact, Your Honor, this representation has actually intimated to the President to scrap the EO 285, and he realizes that there was really a need to look into this because there seems to be some abuses committed in the issuance or in the conversion, and he said he will look into this and immediately will rule whether he will scrap this or if not amend this.
Yeah, of course, that was the private conversation with the President. But I think if you have already discussed this with the President, I think it's also my weight, Mr. Chairman, kung this committee to the chair will write an official request.
Through two resolutions, one from Senior Deputy Speaker Aurelio Dong Gonzales and the other from Honorable Jeffrey Conghun, this committee set this path of pursuing a 3 billion shabu drug haul in Mexico, Pampanga, last year. That was October 9 of last year. In the beginning, we discovered that the drugs were ordered delivered in a warehouse owned by a corporation named Empire 999 Realty Corporation. We thought that this is just another drug investigation. So we unmasked the corporation to see who the owners are. And we were given a name prominently stated in their GIS, a certain Mr. Willie Ong. The story revolved around Willie Ong's association and seeming familiarity with the local officials of Mexico, Pampanga, from the former mayor, the vice mayor, the barangay captain, and their relatives. One curiosity led to another. As if by instinct, the Chinese-sounding names aroused suspicion and we dug deeper. The Philippine Statistics Agency, or PSA, was asked to confirm the existence of the owners of Empire 999. One name stood out. This is Mr. Willie Ong. And PSA confirmed his existence not by a certificate of live birth, but by a mere certification allegedly issued by a local civil registrar in May Kawayan, Bulacan, dated August 31st of 2001. The certification states that one Willie Ong was born there on May 29, 1977, and that a record exists bearing registry number 127. How the certification became a valid substitute for birth certificate is a wonder. PSA brandished this certification as proof that Willie Ong is indeed has a record of birth. Were it not for this investigation, nobody would have known that no such person exists. Upon the committee's initiative, the new and acting local civil registrar of May Kawayan, Bulacan, issued a new certification dated May 7, 2024, stating that there is no record or no record exists under the name Willie Ong, allegedly born on May 29, 1977, with registry number 127 for the year 1977. The said registry number 127 lists another person born on a different date. So the registry number pertains to another person born on a different date. The same Willie Ong with birthday on May 29, 1977 was able to secure a Philippine passport, which he has renewed several times, the last being on July 2019, valid until 2029. How he was able to get one remains a mystery. At least we were able to find out serious lapses in our agency's security systems and processes, which we intend to remedy when we recommend when we write our committee report. Ladies and gentlemen, we now know and we can now say that with certainty that a certain Willie Ong, allegedly born on May 29, 1977 in May Kawayan, Bulacan, does not exist. Based on Securities and Exchange Commission records, he owns 45% of Empire 999. Upon very careful examination by the Bureau of Immigration, the Philippine passport that Willie Ong possesses was never used. However, another person of Chinese nationality with the name of Kai Ki Meng, born on July 24, 1977, departed for Hong Kong on October 10, 2023, the day after we started this investigation. Kai Ki Meng's photograph is exactly identical with Willie Ong's. Willie Ong of Empire 999 is Kai Ki Meng, who is a Chinese national. In the company registration, he claimed to be Filipino and owns 45% of the company shares. Other names like A.D. Tai Yang and his brother Jack T. Yang were also listed as incorporators of Empire 999 and claimed to be Filipinos as well. Allegedly born on January 19, 1983 and January 25, 1986 respectively, both were registered only on August 23, 2004, or more than 21 years after A.D. Yang's alleged birthday. In their birth certificates, it stated that their parents married in 1982 in Fujian, China. They also stated in their birth certificates that their parents are Filipinos. What proof do we have? Did the LCR or the PSA require them to present proof? Or did they just accept the claims as facts, making these brothers Filipinos without any need of proof? According to our very reliable source in the BID, A.D. Tai Yang is Yang Jia Zheng, who is also a Chinese. Naturally, his younger brother, Jack Yang, must be Chinese too. Now it can be said, these three Chinese nationals are not who they claim to be. They are not Filipinos. Their Philippine passports must be immediately canceled. Willie Ong never had the birth certificate to qualify him for a Philippine passport. A.D. and Jack Yang couldn't claim Filipino citizenship on the basis of having late registration or late registered birth certificates where they both claim to have Filipino parents. Willie Ong owns 45% of Empire 999. A.D. Yang owns 5% of Empire 999. Jack Yang owns 5% of Empire 999. And together, they own 55% of the Empire 999 Realty Corporation, which is in direct violation of the constitutional prohibition or limitation of the 60-40 equity. The Realty Corporation is not falling within the exception. The SEC must now cancel the registration and dissolve the corporation. If these three are not Filipinos, they are not allowed by law to own lands in the Philippines. Neither is Empire 999 for not being 60% Filipino-owned. Thus, all land acquisitions by the corporation and by these three Chinese individuals must be invalidated and forfeited in favor of the government. To date, Empire 999 Realty and its individual incorporators have amassed more or less 292 titled lands. So PSA, 292 ang titulo ni Mr. Willie Ong and Empire 999, amounting to hundreds, if not thousands of hectares in Pampanga and Nueva Ecija alone. This is for real. What will they do with these lands? I have been vocal about my observations of a creeping Chinese invasion, but I never thought it would be of this magnitude already by this time. I am scared of what we are going to discover next. Willie Ong and Brothers Yang, together with their cohorts, must be charged for importation of illegal drugs. NBI, please take note, which was ordered delivered to their warehouse in Mexico, Pampanga. This crime is punishable by life imprisonment. Their continued absence and snubs of our invitation only speaks of their guilt in this illegal drug activity. They are now presumed drug traffickers. The Anti-Money Laundering Council must now take action on these assets and properties. The saga of these illegal drug traffickers does not end here. Eddie Tai Yang and his brother Jack Tai Yang are incorporators as well of many other corporations with interlocking set of incorporators. On the screen, can we show the, oh, there it is. But some of these corporations whose incorporators intertwined and meticulously webbed, maybe or presumably, to avoid detection and mislead any nosy investigation. As you can see, the link extends all the way to Omni Lighting Corporation, to Farmally, to Fullwind Group of Companies, Piley Estate, Piley Holdings, and Golden Sun 999. The names are all too familiar. The biggest names figured in the scandal of the century, the Farmally scandal. The biggest question before us now is how the 3 billion shabu in Mexico, Pampanga relate or connect to this carefully structured labyrinth. Now I understand why the Honorable Dan Fernandez in the last hearing summoned Mr. Michael Yang. Perhaps indeed Mr. Yang can shed light on the relationships of all these corporations, given the obvious fact that they share interlocking sets of incorporators. With this, we shall try to unravel the growing mystery of the interlocking incorporators in these corporations that we have just stated. So again, we invited in this committee hearing the presence of Mr. Michael Yang. However, I was informed that he will be represented by his counsel, Attorney Raymond Fortun.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, Congressman Flores.
I'm in awe of the interlocking directors and the web of corporations, which are also subject to of several investigations by different committees in this House. I believe some of these are also the subject matter of the investigation of Chairman Carraps. But the name Michael Yang, Mr. Chair, may I know if he's the same Michael Yang that figured prominently in the previous administration?
May I interject, Mr. Chair, before we proceed?
Okay.
With the indulgence of the Honorable Flores.
Okay. Go ahead, sir.
Lest we be accused of violating our own rules on inquiry in aid of legislation, Mr. Chair, may I first move that we extend the inquiry insofar as this issue is concerned pursuant to Section 15 of our rules on inquiry.
I second the motion, Mr. Chair.
Okay, there's a motion to extend the invitation? The inquiry, or even after we go on a sine die adjournment, okay, to extend this inquiry and duly seconded. Hearing no objection, the motion is approved. Thank you, Congressman Akop. In reply to
My
the
query, Mr. Chair.
query of Congressman Flores, I am likewise in awe, just like our good friend, Congressman Flores. In the presentation where there are interlocking incorporators in several corporations. And sorry,
But I'm interested in this, Mr. Michael Young, Mr. Chair, whether or not he's the same person that was very prominent in the previous administration.
I'm not that certain that this is the same Michael Young.
Because if he is, Mr. Chair, I remember distinctly that there was an investigation conducted by a certain Colonel Asherto before, linking this Mr. Michael Young to being the financer or the drug lord, Mr. Chair. And I want to find out if maybe we could also invite this Colonel Asherto, Mr. Chair, to shed light on the allegations against Mr. Michael Young. Now, maybe we could issue an invitation, Mr. Chair, on Colonel Asherto.
Well, honestly, I don't know where to locate Mr. Asherto at the moment. And maybe if that is in a motion, maybe we can ask the committee as to the intent and the reply to your request, Congressman Flores.
Well, then I'll make it a formal motion, Mr. Chair. I move that this committee invite.
Mr. Chair, before we go to the motion of trying to invite Mr. Asherto, hindi, I still have the floor, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chairman,
The motion, no, Mr. Chair. What I
okay.
wanted is
Session suspended. Session resumed. Okay. There is a motion that Colonel Asherto be
I think it's
invited.
Eduardo Asherto, Mr. Chair.
Colonel Eduardo
yes, sir.
Asherto be invited into the next scheduled committee hearing and subsequent hearings thereafter, duly seconded, and hearing no objection, the motion is carried. Comsec, please take note that invitation to be sent to Colonel Eduardo
Asherto, Mr. Chair.
Asherto in our next committee hearing.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Congressman Flores. Yes,
Mr.
Congressman,
Chairman, a
Fernandez.
while ago while you were delivering your opening statement, I heard that Mr. Michael Young is not around right now. May we know the reason that was given by Mr. Michael Young why he was able to make on this important hearing that we are conducting today?
Thank you, Congressman Fernandez. He is not present at the moment, but he is represented by his counsel, Attorney Raymond Fortun. Perhaps he knows the reason why Mr. Michael Young was not able to attend in this committee hearing. Can you share that information with the committee, Attorney Fortun?
Yes, Mr. Chair,
Chairman,
may we allow? Sige, go ahead.
Before Attorney Fortun will answer the query of the chairman, he has not yet taken his oath.
Okay.
So can the COMSEC administer?
Sige.
Thank
Okay.
you, Mr.
Those
Chairman.
that are invited in today's committee hearings who was not present in the previous hearings, may we ask you to please stand up and take your oath, and I direct the COMSEC to please administer the oath of our resource persons.
Okay.
COMSEC.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth and nothing but the truth in this congressional inquiry? Thank you. All yes.
Okay. Thank you. May we now get the answer from Attorney Raymond Fortun why Mr. Michael Young, who the committee invited, is not present in today's hearing?
Morning, Mr. Chairman. Good morning, members of the Committee on Dangerous Drugs. Mr. Michael Young could not attend today's hearing because he had left for Dubai last May 12, 2024. He has been in and out of the country for 8 times for the past 7 months. He is a businessman, sir.
Okay. Thank you for that information. If
Mr.
I may
Chair.
just interject additional question.
Okay.
Did Mr. Michael Yang engage your services as his counsel?
We are external counsel, Mr. Chairman. We are only given certain cases to handle depending on the need, Mr. Chairman.
So in this particular case, where the reason why we invited him to come and join this committee hearing, were you engaged for that particular purpose?
Actually, no, not specifically. It's just that the committee had sent this council a letter invitation through our law office to Mr. Yang. So just out of respect for the committee, this council, yours truly appeared.
Well, thank you,
So
Attorney Fortun, for respecting this committee. And we do appreciate the fact that you came here to attend and share your information on the whereabouts of Mr. Michael Yang. However, we cannot ask you questions because questions will be directed to Mr. Michael Yang alone.
We understand, Mr. Chairman.
And the counsels or lawyers of our resource persons are only asked to guide and assist their clients.
Yes, Mr.
So in
Chairman.
this case, now that the information was given to us that Mr. Michael Yang is a businessman and he's not in the country at the moment, therefore we cannot ask questions to Attorney Fortun. Yes, Congressman
Mr. Chairman, I
Fernandez.
think there are certain issues that Attorney Pertun can answer us. But unfortunately, the majority of questions that we will be asking the Mr. Michael Yang
Magandang balita ang hatid namin sa inyo ngayong araw. Sa pagtatapos ng aming balitaan, nagbigay kami ng mga mahalagang impormasyon. Maraming salamat sa pagtutok at pagsuporta sa aming programa. Huwag kalimutang manatili sa mga susunod na araw para sa mga bagong balita at mga kwento na dapat nating abangan. Mula sa Boses ng Masa, magandang araw, Pilipinas!